I am standing here on my knees, looking at the ground where you rest. You stood tall when the storm came down to keep the peace for all of us. I can still see your face in the wind, a hero who never asked for praise. And I promise you for all eternity, your name will stay written on my heart. On my heart, you gave your life to save our home. Gave it all. I will carry your flag until the end. Until the end of time. We will never let your spirit fade away. The world is quiet under these stars, because you fought through the darkest night. You left your family and your friends to be the shield that we all need. No one can take what you have given, a debt of love we can never pay. We can never pay. And I promise you for all eternity, your name will stay written on my heart. On my heart. You gave your life to save our home. Gave it all. I will carry your flag until the end. Till the end of time. We will never let your spirit fade away. To the ones who didn't make it back, we stand here today in silence to honor your courage and your grace. You are the soul of this nation, and we thank you. Thank you. We will always love you. Sleep now in the arms of peace. We will remember forever and ever. Amen. Amen.
Hello, folks. A little weird that it blocked off the whole screen that way. Um, so I got a couple things to start off with. First of all, kind of my personal connection to Memorial Day. I grew up in a town where I still live now, where the biggest day of the year is the 4th of July. Been having a 4th of July parade and carnival here for like something like 130 or 40 years. Um, and the generation I grew up in, my father was in the Navy in World War II. My mother was at Rosie the Riveter. My father's father got a Silver Star in World War One. One of my mother's brothers was on Wake Island when the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor. And you should look up the story of Wake Island. It's pretty amazing. But basically, he spent pretty much all of World War II in a Japanese prisoner of war camp. Another one of her brothers got a Bronze Star in World War II and a silver in Korea. I had lots of first cousins in Vietnam, and I've had relatives in the Gulf and afterwards. My father's side of the family goes clear back to colonial times. So there's been members of my family in pretty much every conflict we've had. And the funny thing is, I realized a couple years ago, out of all those people, we have never had one KIA. I think that's a little strange. Um, but yeah, so like in my family, you weren't taught to honor veterans. It just was a part of the atmosphere. You didn't have to be told. So there's that. And then I have a second thing. I have a bone to pick with our friend in the chat, Double M, and her buddy Spider Dog, because I do not like misinformation, especially about important subjects. And Double M did a Memorial Day special yesterday. I didn't watch the whole thing all the way through because I wasn't in the mood for many hours of serious stuff. I kept doing other things and bouncing back for a while. But at one point, I think it was pretty near the end, I came in and somebody in the chat, I think they'd even sent some pictures to Spider. They were saying about they'd gone to Pearl Harbor, I think with their dad, and had seen the Arizona. And he also said, we saw where the kamikazes came in. And I said, there were kamikazes at Pearl Harbor. And then I'm sitting there thinking about it. I thought, oh, maybe this guy just thinks all Japanese aircraft were called kamikazes. I was going to give him the benefit of the doubt. And then Spider Dog said, yeah, they knew they didn't have enough gas to get back, so they just rammed their planes into ships. And folks, let me tell you, there were no kamikazes at Pearl Harbor. Kamikazes were later in the war after the Japanese were getting beaten badly and they were desperate. Pearl Harbor, they I even looked up the stat. The Japanese lost a total of 29 planes in 2 attacks. Now, the fact that they had 2 attacks tells you they didn't have a gasoline problem. They were obviously refueling. And in fact, they had planned a third attack. The planes were back and were refueling. But Yamamoto called off the third attack because he didn't want to press their luck, especially since they hadn't caught any of the American aircraft carriers in the harbor. And he was afraid that if he sent the third attack, the American carriers might find his fleet as all his planes were attacking Pearl. So, yes, there wasn't a problem with refueling. They weren't afraid of running out of gas. There were no kamikazes at Pearl Harbor. What the kamikazes were is barely trained young Japanese who were taught basically how to take off and fly the plane, pretty much like the guys who attacked World Trade Center on 9/11. They didn't bother learning how to land. They were just in these rickety planes stuffed full of explosives, and they took off knowing that they were giving their lives. That was the kamikazes. Like I said, that was late in the war, and I just wanted to mention that because it bugged me. Let me see. Find the right tab so I can in the link. I also have another thing to share with you. By the way, that's my father's picture of my avatar. Um, this isn't exactly Memorial Day. This is a short that Secret Girl did the other day, and I just thought it was really beautiful, and I want as many people to see it as possible.
Walking with a smile, badge on my chest. Another quiet room, another family stressed. I've learned how to stand when the room gets still, when hope feels fragile and time won't heal. My humanity switch gets turned off when things get too rough. Not because I don't feel it, but because I feel too much. I don't wear my heart where everyone can see there's a job to be done, and they're counting on me. I don't cry so you can see. I cry in my car at home or on the side of the road. When I'm finally alone, I will cry with my patients' families too. When the weight gets heavy and the goodbyes do, I hold it together when the room needs calm. But this heart breaks quietly, that's how it goes. My humor is dark and twisted, yeah, I know. It's not disrespect, it's how I cope. If I joke at the worst time, please understand. It's how I survive holding death's cold hand. It may seem cold and heartless at times, when I talk in facts or watch the signs. I'll speak soft when the room feels loud. I'll carry the weight you can't right now, because comfort and peace are what I'm fighting for you. I don't cry so you can see. I cry in my car at home or on the side of the road. I stand between fear and the unknown. I'll cry with my patients' families so they're not alone. I may look steady, I may look tough, but this job asks for a different kind of love. I am here to take away the stress of someone dying, so you don't have to be strong or explain your crying. I'll handle the meds, the breaths, the pain, so you can just love them without the strain. Be a wife, be a husband, a son or a daughter. Hold their hand, whisper goodbyes, or say nothing at all. I may seem distant and unfeeling, but hear me say, ensuring your loved one's comfort is my main concern every day. I'll stand in the shadows and carry the load, so love can be front and center on this last road. I'll stay with you steady no matter the depth, and I'll walk you through it until their final breath. When the room goes still and the job is done, I'll sit in my car till the rising sun, because even the strong have to fall apart. That's the hidden cost of a hospice heart, and I'll walk you through it until their final breath.
Yeah, it's called Until Their Final Breath. Anyway, I did want to mention, I hope everybody took some time today, apart from laughing at certain people on the internet and maybe grilling some burgers or whatever, that he gave at least some thought to what this day is supposed to be about. But anyway, link is there if anybody wants to come up, uh, or anybody have anything to say in chat that doesn't have anything to do with the people we like to laugh at on the internet, because it is Monday. Mondays are no YouTube drama day. As hard as that is for me not to talk about certain things that's going on, y'all went quiet. But yeah, I really liked that video from Secret. Um, if anybody's ever had any personal contact with hospice nurses, I just think they are very special people. Just got a thing reminding me I have a June 1st appointment. When is the 1st? Isn't that like still a year away? Yeah, it's next Monday. Geez. Oh, sorry to hear that. All the ones I ever knew were very good at what they do. Their job usually has more to do with the family than it does with the patient. So, this is that terrible time of year all over the country. The schools will be releasing those little bastards upon the world for the next couple of months. We really need to have like summer workshops for them. You know, let them make sneakers and stuff instead of sending those jobs overseas to Chinese kids. So what else do you guys got to complain about? Talk to me, people. There's oh, apparently I do not have the clip that I wanted. Yeah, I know, Double M. Sometimes it's hard to not comment on some stuff. But I think especially since today's Memorial Day, we'll try to exercise some self-restraint. I think my opinion's mostly out there in shorts anyway. a nice sunny day. Why wouldn't it be in shorts? Remember, it's not necessarily no drama day, it's no YouTube drama day. Yeah. Wow. The we only went to 75 here. Do, 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 do. Eating a potato. You know what I did yesterday? I took some potatoes and cubed them up, put them in the microwave, and I put a little like olive oil on and some spice, but I had some pepper cheese. And I sliced pepper cheese and put it on there and melted that on those potatoes. Oh my God, did that taste good? You never have to wait to correct anything. So, yeah, I actually did make comments, but nobody noticed them. Just after I said about they were kamikazes, and Spider commented on that, but then I also put the thing in there about that there was only 29 planes lost and some other stuff, and it went right past everybody. Okay, folks, I hate to do this. Geez, where did it go to? Oh, there it is. Since you aren't talking much, I got to bring out the big guns. How dare you use the word suicide on the internet? Yeah, I always get a kick out of when people say to me, "You were right," because I'm always right. It goes without saying. Ooh, doo, doo, doo. Trying to do something here, and StreamYard won't cooperate. It's not giving me any kind of error message. Oh, I see what the problem is. Let's see. Yeah, that didn't work out very well. I don't like that big black circle. That's my father. Maybe what, about 80 years ago? World War II? Mm. Yeah, I saw his first fight. It was pretty bad. They should do him in the ring, then they can't run away as far. Vips was one of the first people I met when I first started YouTubing, and we didn't get along from the very beginning. And he used to hang out with a guy called Perfect something or other, who thought he was an expert in absolutely everything. Perfect Soulmate, I think it was called, because he'd written a bad relationship book. I remember one time we were having a very cordial discussion about something in politics or whatever, and he said, "This is that perfect guy." He said something along the lines of, "I have been studying this for 7 years or 4 years," something like that. And I said, 7 years? I've got underwear older than that. And he took that as a huge insult. I mean, that's like an old, yeah, perfect soulmate. That was it. But he was just like, "Oh my, are you calling me old underwear?" I don't know. He was like, he was strange. I should have known right then that the guy that I met them through didn't have the best taste in people. Hey, I figure if you like me, you can't be all bad. Yeah, I wonder whatever happened to that perfect soulmate guy. Yeah, exactly, GMK. I mean, it's been around forever in various versions. Someone might say, I've got socks older than that, or whatever. Yeah, that's where I met those guys. Vippity doo da, vippity yay. My oh my, I think he is gay. Uh, yeah, well, he was another one of those guys that he was a vet, so he thought every vet should buy his book that he self-published. Yeah, exactly. Your mama was a joke. Yeah, and I don't think he's like around under a different name because he'd be easy to spot as soon as anybody that knew him talked to him for a couple of minutes. Mm. Yeah, every year our VFW does all the local cemeteries. They go to each one and they pick the most recent veteran to be buried, and they have a short ceremony at his grave. And we used to always, the Boy Scouts used to always go and put flowers on all the graves. Um, then after they're done with the cemeteries, they always come back to the town park and do a ceremony there and have a couple of speeches. Um, yeah, I don't think I mentioned earlier, our park has a World War One memorial, a World War Two memorial, an all veterans memorial, and a bench dedicated to a guy that was killed on the USS Stark. Oh, GMK TMK, that one day he did a video where he hired a hooker and went back to, I guess, her room or whatever to prove that he was losing his virginity. And of course, he turned the camera off before anything would happen. But like I said, they probably stopped and played Xbox then or something. Oh, yeah. See, we have several cemeteries. There's, what is it, for one, two, three. There's like five of them that are just outside of the town limits, and then there's a couple others a little farther out. There's one, it's a really old one, and it has a woman in it that was from the Civil War. Jerry,
Hey, I I heard you say what was that guy um
I
no,
didn't
not
say anything about perfect soulmate. You were hearing things.
no, there you go. I remember that asshole. Oh my god, that thought he was a smart. He thought he was the smartest thing when it came to relationships.
Oh yeah, and about anything else you talk to. But yeah, he definitely thought he was a relationship expert for
Yeah,
no good reason. It's not like he had any kind of special training or anything.
yeah.
Oh,
Yes,
Kathy, I went one time. Me and my brother stopped in a place. It was Veterans Day. It wasn't Memorial Day, but they were doing free dinners for veterans, except because there was a guy that was a couple ahead of us in line who got the veterans discount, but he had to pay for his own coffee. I thought you're giving them the meal, but you make them pay for the coffee. So I gave the waitress, I forget what it was, $5 or $10 or something. I said, let the next couple of veteran coffees be on me, but it just seems silly.
mm-hmm.
What's that, Jerry?
Oh no, I'm just your story there. Hey Bandit, how you doing, man? Always nice to see Bandit. Well, today's the day that you talk about the memory of, right? So it's like you got to remember veterans, not the ones that are alive.
Yeah, yeah, it's supposed to be about the memory, not those now serving, although
Well, I always remember my friend Will Salcido. He was one of the first ones to go out there when the whole 9/11 thing happened. See,
yeah.
I was going to high school and everything when 9/11 happened, and a lot of us were like, I mean, it was probably the most patriotic you would see anybody in Huntington Park be during that time, and we all wanted to get a piece of Obama. I mean, Osama. We all wanted to get a piece of Osama and stuff like that. Like we all talked about it, and my friend Will Salcido is one of the first ones to sign up when he got out of high school.
Hmm.
Um, Part of our graduating class, and one of the first ones not to come back after 3 years of being in we didn't see him after we didn't see him after prom. I think it was he got picked up and taken to boot camp. Right after our ceremonies and stuff. And I just remember we would get the pictures because his younger brother would get pictures and letters from him, and would see him all the time. And yeah, he didn't make it back. He made it back for one holiday. He wanted to do his time all together so he can get out of there and can come back. He didn't have to do extra time. Um, he didn't make it after I think it was on the third year that he was out there, and yeah, he didn't come back to us. So he's always the one that I like to talk to because he was the first one out there. He was the first one that like we felt. But since then, our graduating class has had about I want to say I think it's about 12 or 16, but that's throughout the years because a couple of them, like maybe like five or six of them went were going career after that, after their initial like I guess everybody gets 4 years. I don't know. I don't know how that works. I never understood it.
Yeah, I think that's like the standard. Yeah, I always thought 9/11's like Pearl Harbor was for that generation. You know, everybody flooded to the recruiting stations.
Hmm.
My
What, do I
father
sound bad?
quit. My father. Well, somebody said they were having trouble hearing you, but everybody else seems okay. Um, my father quit high school to join World War II, and my mother was pissed at him about that forever. He could have finished one more year.
Hmm. I mean, I was kind of hyped up to do it because my cousin was a Marine, but I don't know. Somewhere along the way, I just like it wasn't like I was scared or anything. It's just I don't know. It was something about I was listening a lot to the news at that time, and I know that the country was really divided on going over there and stuff because of was it really them, and then like who do you blame, and I think I was more into the news, so that's probably why I didn't get so into it to try to do it, and I think it was because I had three family members that got into the Marines. One of them, which he didn't regret it, but he would tell me all the time, like afterwards, like like it's not what I expected. And then the other two, who started off in the army, then went to the Marines. They kind of like you'll be fine if you just go to like college or regular schooling and stuff like that. So I never got like like a sense of pride to get into it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, plus, I don't think they had Don't Ask, Don't Tell yet, did they?
No, they didn't have Don't Ask, Don't Tell. I think Don't Ask, Don't Tell didn't come
Yeah.
until like the 90s, right?
Yeah, so you would have been afraid to go in then.
No, it wouldn't have. I would have gone in. Yeah, it is me. Why? Why, Bandit? Do I sound different?
Hola, mama.
Can you hear my background too? Or what?
Nope,
All
didn't
right.
hear a word.
All right. I know it's been a long time since I've seen Bandit. I think I only see him over there at Codeds. Who's that handsome fellow on the picture there?
That is my father in the Navy in World War II.
Oh wow, he went to the Navy.
Yep.
Navy, Navy, they they were important in World War II and stuff or whatever. Was he in the Pacific Island, like like going towards they were fighting towards
Yeah.
against Japan, or was it like he was there for
Ac-
the
Actually, he spent most of the war watching for subs in the Caribbean,
oh wow.
so he didn't really see a lot of action. But yeah, the Navy was big in the Pacific, and there was the Europe was more about the ground war.
Bandit, there was no sides, man. There wasn't any sides. It was just trying to I was trying to do my best to not be bothered by the things that were going on. So I just try to stay neutral amongst everything. But unfortunately, things happen, and I I I I wanted so much to just get past the things that I was going through. And that was it. And that was it. Yeah, but yeah, it's just stuff like we tend to think like like all the people who go to war and stuff like that, they go strictly into the worst parts of it, right?
What do you mean?
Like when you hear about like people who went to war or whatever, or were
Yeah.
part of a war, you think like they all went to D-Day, or they all went to like the worst, you know what I
Uh,
mean? Like,
yeah, yeah. You automatically think,
which I think great for them, for the ones that didn't have to go through that.
you were saying about you were in high school when 9/11 happened. I was just a couple years short for Vietnam. It ended before I graduated, but there was a guy a couple years ahead of me that was killed over there.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it was about my graduating class and why we have such so many casualties in it. Um, I think I don't know. A lot of us were very like like, let's go do it. I think that kind of attitude got you into the front lines. I'm not sure, but yeah, it was just a lot of like a lot of people who were like into it. I don't know. Maybe good propaganda. I have no idea. It's just crazy. Like, but a lot of the casualties came afterwards, like after the initial what do they call? Because I know they were called different. It was like Operation Iraqi
Oh yeah,
Freedom, or and then that during that operation there was like five people from my class we lost, and then there was another one afterwards, and that took out the rest of them, which was like in total 12, I think. In total 12, but I think we have like four or five more that came back disabled. Um,
mm,
yeah.
I
What
don't know.
Oh my god, I want to ask what the hell mechanics did, but I know that's not what this life is about.
Most most wars are just a waste.
Mm. It's been a weekend. Yeah, but yeah, I remember that guy. I I remember him by his idiocy, not by his name. I, I remember I had a conversation with him, and it's funny because I tell everybody my conversations are still up on my channel. I haven't done anything with them. Um, there's a conversation with me and him, and I was telling him about my long term relationship, and he was like everything that was going wrong in it. He wanted to blame her, and I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna sit here and make this a thing where I'm just gonna trash my ex because that's not what happened, you know. Like, and he's like, but don't you think it was her fault? I'm like, no, I don't think it was her fault. Crazy.
I guess that tells you something about what an expert he was.
Yeah, his thing was like blame everybody but yourself. And I was like, dude, that's dumb. I told him that. I told him that so much that day. I was like, that's dumb. I'm not gonna blame my ex for everything. I was like, I got some issues in that, and I did problems myself, and relationships are a two-way street and stuff like that. And he's like, yeah, but you know, like if you let her control the situation, then she's gonna control. You know, like I'm like, oh my god, I'm like, dude, like you're just so wrong. And that guy Vippies was his little minion, right?
Says what?
Like his partner or something. He'll follow him around. I remember that's how I
Oh
got to know
yeah,
Vip.
I remember Vips used to a lot of times he'd say, "Yeah, me and Perfect Soulmate looked into this. Me and Perfect Soulmate. Me and Perfect Soulmate. He was like, yeah, he was like his little puppy.
Perfect. That was his name. Perfect Soulmate. Get out of here, dude. And he didn't have that plural, huh? A perfect soulmate. That's how much he thought of himself. He was his own perfect soulmate.
Yeah,
Ah, what a weirdo. Ah, you know, I was on a panel with her on Saturday. Bandit. It's kind of strange, but you know, I did it because I wanted to show that, you know, like there's no there's no real bad blood there. I mean, I get it. They did what they did, whatever. But you know, like I just wanted to let those people know that, you know, like you don't want to have her orbiting you guys a little too much. You know, like just enough, just enough. Ah, it's all right, man. I'm doing as good as anybody could possibly expect, and I'm here, buddy. It's nice to see you though, Bandit. I like your little character and stuff. It makes me happy.
Yeah, I certainly have problems with her as a person, but she's good at the one thing.
I mean, I was just like, like I'm not gonna make this about her or anything like that. Like I know there's a lot of people who did not like that secret, like would do that live with her or whatever. But like I said, I was like I told her, I told Killa, like just in small doses, like don't follow her everywhere because she'll get you to follow her, like get you to go, like to her Discord and all that stuff, and you just don't want all that, like just take her for what it is, let her give you the info that you need in small doses, um, and no, and I was fair. When I was on the live, I told me she's gonna inform you, it's gonna be informative, just that's all you need.
All right.
Yeah, yeah. I try not to make it about anything else because I know, and she thrives on that kind of stuff. That's why I was like, when I knew Todd had called her up, I was like, oh man, dude, big mistake there. Ugh. What's going on today all around the YouTube?
Oh, some good, some stupid. Stone Vet was playing some good videos earlier.
Who?
Stone Vet,
Oh yeah.
stuff, about Memorial Day.
Okay. Yeah, man. And I'm glad me and him have mend fences. Feels good. He's I know that he's the type of dude that's like feels awkward about being cool with people who he doesn't feel cool about. But ever since you corrected him on that whole situation, is like he's different now. Been cooler with me. That's good. I like that. Open panel, but leave the YouTube drama at the door. What cemeteries this you got back here?
Just um, AI.
Oh, okay.
I just sort of designed a generic cemetery.
Good
Oh,
enough.
oh, I got it wrong. That's actually that's what it was. I asked it
Arlington.
for Arlington, but then I added the people.
Ah, very good. Okay.
I was,
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
thinking,
I was about to
yeah, I
say
did
Arlington's.
another.
Yeah.
My thumbnail was AI. That's what I was thinking of.
Mm. Yeah, my brother used to live in Arlington. Yeah. Arlington. Yeah. Uh, what time is it?
Boop, boop, boop.
World One. You kind of had a hangover. I had a party last night.
No,
Mm. So I had a party last night. So I'm a little bit on the hungover side.
You shouldn't be having parties. You got nothing to celebrate.
I got plenty to celebrate.
Yeah, your life sucks.
Well, parties don't happen like that, man. It's just, you're just hanging out. The next thing you know, oh my gosh, there's a lot of people. It's a party. Oh my god. It was nice though. It was nice to be around people having drinks and whatnots and not knowing what time to
Yeah.
fall asleep. Oh god. Then I wake up and I don't know how my YouTube knows, like, or maybe maybe it's just because it's playing like consecutively or whatever. But somehow it was on your page while you were having your the beginning or whatever, and I'm like, what the hell's going on here? Like, how did it know? How did it know, like, to go to Mucksters? Like, how did it know that?
It's reading your mind.
Part is. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, gotta stretch. Oh, gotta stretch. Oh boy. Where's everybody at?
Yeah. Ariel and Kellentime are both traveling.
All right, huh? When's Ariel gonna get back from traveling?
I think next week.
Yeah, yay! Oy. Oh. Todd is such an idiot, man. I don't know why they made me laugh right now. Yeah. It's because he is. Oh man. Oh boy. 74. Oh boy. All right. Well, I just came to say hi to you, Muckster, and I gotta go do some chores now.
Well, that sounds fun.
Yeah. But hopefully, everybody's still around later. See what I could jump on.
I think I'm going to end this early. For some reason, I'm like falling asleep here. I don't know what happened.
I don't know, I feel it's just like one of those days, man. It's just like everything feels like so somber. Could be Memorial Day.
Mm.
But yeah, I know, I feel you. I feel you on that. But yeah. All right, buddy. I'll talk to you later.
Yep, we'll see you later. Finally gone. Jeez. Yeah, folks, unless anybody's got something, I think I'm going to call it a day. Probably a combination of the heat and having spaghetti for dinner. I'm just feeling real drowsy. Okay. Thanks for stopping in. I'll be back tomorrow at 6 o'clock. By the way, do me a favor if you didn't see my intro. It should be up as a short on my site now. I forget what it's called. I think Eternal Vow or something like that. I really like the way it came out. And I will leave you with Landers Field.
In Flanders fields, the poppies blow between the crosses, row on row that mark our place. And in the sky, the larks still bravely singing fly, scarce heard amid the guns below. We are the dead. Short days ago we lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders fields. Take up our quarrel with the foe. To you from failing hands we throw the torch. Be yours to hold it high. If ye break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders field.